You've been there, right? You ask an AI to summarize some huge document, and you're just stuck, staring at that loading bar. But what if that wait time just vanished? Today, we're diving into a wild new technology from Meta's AI Labs that makes AI over 30 times faster. And believe me, this isn't just a small upgrade, it's a total game changer.
Okay, so let's really get into this. It's a frustration we have all felt. You upload a PDF, a long research paper, maybe a dense legal contract, and you ask a simple question like, hey, what's the main point here? And then you wait, and you wait some more. What is actually going on inside that black box? Now, you might think the AI is struggling to think about the answer, but that's not really it. The real problem, the bottleneck, is that before the AI can even begin to figure out what to say, it's forced to be an incredibly inefficient reader. So let's pop the hood and see what's causing this massive digital traffic jam. The answer is actually a lot simpler, and honestly, way more inefficient than you might think. Okay, this right here is the heart of the problem. On the left, that's your simple question. But on the right, that's what the AI has to process. It sees your question plus every single word from the entire document you just gave it. It's like being told to find a needle in a haystack, but first, you have to read the entire history of hay from the beginning of time. In the AI world, they have a name for this, the time to first token problem, or TTFT. It's basically the lag time before the AI can generate even the first word of its answer. And that's because it's stuck reading and processing that entire mountain of text, creating this huge information traffic jam. And this brute force reading method, well, it creates a whole cascade of problems. That slow start time is just the beginning. All that processing just devours a massive amount of memory, which, costs a ton of money to run. And because the system gets so overwhelmed, it actually limits how much info the AI can even handle at once. It shrinks its context window and just makes it less useful.
So if this brute force reading is the problem, just throwing faster hardware at it isn't the smartest solution, right? The researchers at Meta AI asked a much better question. What if we could just teach the AI to read more like a human?
And they call their solution REFRAG. Instead of trying to make the AI's hardware fast enough to plow through every single word, they taught it a completely new way to read, one that focuses only on the essentials. They basically gave it the ability to skim. I mean, think about it. When you read a long report or a book for the first time, you don't read every single letter in order, do you? Of course not. You scan for the important stuff.
Right. You look for key sentences, topic headers, the big ideas, to get the overall meaning. Well, REFRAG teaches the AI to do exactly the same thing. It learns to focus on the core meaning, the gist, of different chunks of text.
So, how did they actually pull this off? Well, the process is incredibly elegant, and it really just boils down to 3 simple steps. Here's how it goes. First, it chunks the document into smaller pieces. Second, it compresses each chunk using a lightweight AI to create a super condensed summary. And finally, it generates the answer. The main AI uses only your question and these tiny summaries to form its answer. And get this, it never even sees the full original text. Wild, right? So, that's the theory. But does this whole smart reading thing actually work in the real world? Well, the results they published in the paper are, to put it mildly, staggering.
The headline number is a 30.85 times acceleration. Just let that sink in for a second. That is not a 30 times % improvement. We're talking over 30 times faster at starting its answer. That's the difference between waiting minutes and getting a response in the blink of an eye.
And just look at this chart. You can see how massive this leap really is. The standard model, that's our baseline. The previous best method, called CP, gave a pretty good 3.75x speedup. But REFRAG, it just blows it out of the water. It's not just an improvement, it's a completely different league. And believe it or not, the speed is only half the story. Because this method is so ridiculously efficient, it lets the AI handle 16 times more information at once. So, instead of summarizing a chapter, it could analyze an entire book. Instead of a chatbot forgetting what you said 5 minutes ago, it could remember your entire conversation history. It's not just faster, it's so much more capable. Okay, so a 30 times speedup. What does that actually mean for you, for me, for the everyday user? This is where this thing goes from a cool research paper to a real-world revolution. This unlocks a future where you get instant answers from even the longest, most complicated documents. We're talking about smarter chatbots that actually remember your conversations, more powerful AI agents that can process huge amounts of info in real time, Oh, and as a little bonus, it uses way less energy, making AI much more sustainable.
And you don't have to take my word for it. The researchers themselves see this as the key to finally unlocking the true potential of these AI models in fields where speed and knowledge are absolutely critical. Think finance, law, or scientific discovery.
So just by fixing a simple, fundamental problem how an AI reads, we may have just unlocked the next era of artificial intelligence. It really makes you wonder, if AI can master reading at 30 times our speed, what's the next complex human task it's going to master?